What's up, guys? Proper Truth here again. Today I'm gonna be giving you guys a profile on Blackwings. A friend of mine, Thomas, has been honored to put his deck on the channel for you guys, so you guys can see how it looks during the link format. Tell me what you guys think about it. So let's get straight into it. Thomas, what you got here?
Starting off, we have 3 Gofu. So the main point of this is this starts off your link combos. Also helps you go into your main Blackwing combos if you need to, and it's good recurs in late game because on top of summoning the 2 tokens, its secondary effect is you can banish it, any number of face-up monsters. So you can banish this to tokens, and then you can target a level 7 Blackwing in the grave or whatever level is equal to what you banished. Special summon it back into your main monster zone. So it's good to it's good for
you banish on the field, right?
On the field.
All right.
Next to Chris, because I found. For one, he special summons himself once per turn, so if you have multiple in hand, it does brick every once in a while. Also, it's as a 19 hitter, it's the strongest Blackwing in the main deck, and also it's immune to spell and trap destruction once per turn.
Alright.
One Shura, because Shura is a normal summon, so it kind of clogs the deck up a little bit, and destroying something by battle and sending it to grave isn't that big this format. Usually, if you use him, especially with links, he was good last format only because you could punch, summon your tuners, and then synchro after, even if you had like your Raikiri or whatever on board. But now, if you have your extra monster zone filled, or you have your link zones covered, your link markers covered, you can't really sync with it. Next is 3 Bora, because
obviously.
You can special summon Bora as many times as you want, so you can have 3 Boras and like 2 Gale, and then drop all 3 Boras into 2 Gales. Also, he does piercing, which does come up every once in a while. 1 Zephyros, because his effect is only once per turn, and he's a normal summon, so it's not really that crucial to have him. 2 Kalut.
2 Kaluts?
Because when I tested, I noticed that I would brick with 3. There would be times where I would open multiple Kaluts and then nothing else to really punch over with. Stuff is 3 Gale, because once again, he halves and he's not once per turn like Bora.
MVP.
2 Blizzard, because...
This one's signed?
Yep, it's signed by Sam from Team Samurai. So
awesome.
2 Panaki. So the reason I play 2 is because once again, he's a normal summon. Also, his effect is only once per turn.
He's the rotor, right? So
once per turn during the end phase, if he's sent from field to graveyard, he's a dark soul. I played X-Sabers for a while, so that's the best way I can remember it. Next up, 1 Gladius, 1 Steam. So the reason I play Steam is because when he's sent from field to when he leaves the field, he brings a token to the board. It's a level 1 Aqua. It's like 100 attack, 100 defense.
It's a free link spider.
Free link spider first. Second, his graveyard effect is he can tribute any monster on the field to special summon himself. That's only once per duel, and if you do special summon him that way, you can only use Blackwing monsters as synchro materials, but that doesn't matter.
The whole deck is Blackwing.
Exactly. And that token does come up every once in a while, because you can use this and like Chris to make turn 1 Raikiri. Use the Raikiri and the token to sync for Abeels. 1 Harmattan.
Who is this?
So he has been MVP a lot. So you can use Harmattan basically. So you can use Harmattan so Harmattan's effect is when he's normal special summoned, you can target a Blackwing monster you control. You increase his level by that until the end of the turn. So and he can be special summoned once per turn if you have a Blackwing. So you can use him and basically any of your tuners to go for either level 6 plays to level 6 synchros with Blizzard, or level 8s with Steam and Gale.
He'll even be more broken with Gofu.
And with Gofu, he can go for a 7 for free. He can bring out Joe
without even normal summoning it. That's crazy.
And the last Blackwing in the deck is going to be 1 Orochi.
Fair. Okay.
And then the last monster in the deck is the 1 Maxi.
Oh, this card is either gonna go to 3,
it's gonna get
or
banned.
It's gonna get banned. So spell lineup?
3 Whirlwinds. It's Whirlwind. You search for any Blackwing. It's not once per turn. It's once per summon. But even then, it's still not. It's still pretty good. 2 Allure.
2? No, not 3?
I've
whole
so
deck is dark monsters.
So the reason I play 2 Allure is because I want to keep as many monsters as many Blackwings in my hand as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's also one of the main reasons I don't play Twin Twister, is because once I lose the Blackwing out of my hand, that can be a potential combo piece I lose later.
Okay, I see.
And then the last spell is the 1 Soul Charge, because late game you can use this to bring back your Synchros, your Links if you want. You can use this to basically come back from behind and make your board again.
I see, alright.
And usually if I'm going for Soul Charge, I'm usually making a board and I don't care if I can't attack that turn. It doesn't matter.
That's it for the spells?
That's it. That's
No like Geki, no Dark Hole.
I don't like Geki and Dark Hole in the main deck because this is built to go first. It's good also going second, just due to the Seer Monster line, due to the Seer Monster count. But at the same time, if I go first and I open with a Geki, that Geki's not doing anything.
I see. Alright.
I would rather side the Geki in games 2 and 3 if I need to.
Alright. So trap lineup now.
Solemn Brigade. Next up is 1 Delta Crow.
Wow, I have not seen that in so long.
So Delta Crow is good against back row heavy decks. Also, since we play 2 anti-spell, the play is that going first, you anti-spell your opponent, and let's say they have a hand full of spells, or they have majority spells they set, you use Delta Crow to nuke their spells, and then they basically lost their hand turn 1. Next up is 2 Breakthrough Skill.
Wow.
So the reason I like Breakthrough Skill is because the idea behind it is that if you play against Zoo, even like current format, if you play against like Light Sworns, anything like that, anything that's really monster effect heavy, you can use Breakthrough Skill on their turn to negate the monster. So if you're playing against a Trident, you can break through the Trident. Then during your turn, you have this in your grave, so if they try to Trident you can banish and negate the effect. And finally for traps is 2 Icarus Attack.
Oh,
just because
original.
This and Panaki are a great combo. And since you can recur your grave pretty easily, or most of the time if you tribute anything, you're tributing something that you're not going to use. It's either going to, and plus you can use this on certain, like if your opponent tries to attack, I can Icarus Attack that in the back row. You can use this during your opponent's end phase, especially with True Draco, because if I hit 2 traps and there's no monsters on board, you can't trigger the effects. So I don't have to worry about it.
Alright.
And that's basically it for the main deck.
That's the whole deck?
A 40 card main.
A 40 card main, alright. Not bad.
For the extra deck, 2 Link Spider and 1 Deco Talker. Next is 1 Coral Dragon. So the reason I play Coral Dragon is because Coral Dragon and Nothong are equal to free level 12 plus a card, and plus it nets you the card when it dies. Also, it's good to use to discard things like Zephyros, Steam, 1 Omega, because since you play Allure, you can put your Allure targets back in your graveyard, so then you can bring them back later if you need to. Also, I can pick a card out the opponent's hand, and if he's in graveyard, and let's say some of my links are in here,
you can return them
I can return either my links or I can return my extra deck monsters that was striked.
Okay.
So then it helps fuel the extra deck if I needed to. 1 Crystal Wing. Next is the 1 Triss, because it's Triss, and I get to pick cards, and you can go
Triss.
You can make Triss very easily in this deck. It's really not that hard, thanks to cards like Orochi and Harmattan.
Okay. Alright.
For the Blackwings, it's gonna be 1 Sohaya. Next is 2 Nothong.
Okay.
Next is the 1 Armor Master.
Not bad.
The other level 7s are gonna be Raikiri.
Same.
Next you play 1 Chidori. So Chidori's effect is that for his main effect is he gains 300 attack for each Blackwing engraved. I play it's about 22 to 23 Blackwings in the main deck, and I don't know how many in the extra deck right now, but so he can get pretty big. There have been times where you can, with Orochi, if a monster has no attack or little attack, you swap it to attack and you can start punching through for game. Next is gonna be the Onimaru.
That's your Quasar, right?
He's a slightly better Quasar in my opinion.
He's easier. I don't know about that.
He's easier to bring out.
I don't know about that. I'm a Synchron player, man.
This is easier to bring out just because there's the sheer number of monsters. So basically you can use Coral Dragon and Nothong to make him, and then you get an extra card, so you basically break even with his summon. You can use Sohaya and basically any of your level 7s to bring him out, and then if he synchro summoned using only synchro monsters as material, during the damage step, he gains 3,000 attack when he attacks.
Wow.
So he can become 6,000 and he can't die by card effect. So your opponent can't Geki me, he can't strike, he can strike the effect, but I don't
Can't
die.
destroy it and all that. Oh man.
And then the last synchro is gonna be Hawk Joe. So you play Hawk Joe in the deck because Hawk Joe's effect is once per turn you can target a level 5 or higher wing beast monster in the graveyard and special summon it. So if you start running out, if you notice you started running out of 7s or 6 your resources in the extra deck, you can drop him in the extra monster zone and start bringing these guys into your main monster zone.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can start
You only
playing.
play one of them?
Only one, because I've never needed the second one. Because if I bring him out, I'm going for resources, and Gofu can bring them back at any point in the game. Side deck, we play double cherries, 2 Ghost Ogre, the Kaiju engine.
Alright.
Next, 2 MSTs.
Those are signed too?
Yep.
From who?
Shoutouts to Tom Box from MST.TV.
Alright.
Next is the 1 Geki. Next, 2 Chalice. I use Chalice for things like for Zoo, True Draco if they do Monster and Trap. So anything else like a Decode Talker or something like that. Any monster that has a good effect, and I just want to negate it. For the traps, it's going to be the 3rd anti-spell in case you go up against something that's really spell heavy, and then you need the 3rd one. And since you play a low spell lineup already, it won't hurt you that often. And you can always get rid of it with things like Coral Dragon, Zephyros, Icarus Attack if you need to.
Okay.
And then the last trap in the side is going to be the 1 Imperial Order. So the thing I like about this is that I can go through my combo turn 1, use this to stop you on your turn, and then if I can, try to push for as much damage. And at that point, if you're playing something like True Draco where you don't have a lot of, or you can't put massive amounts of damage on board in turn 1, then I don't have to worry about the 700 for at least a couple turns.
Not bad.
That's it.
Alright, it's not bad. Alright, how long you been playing with this deck so far?
I started playing Blackwings and Duelist Alliance era, so right after the initial Necros hits.
Oh, I see you kept the deck since then. You like it so far, right? You think you can make it work in link format?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun just because we can spam the board so easily. And since we can search Gofu for free at this point.
You think Gofu's gonna get hit?
It's gonna go, if it does get hit, I feel like it's gonna go to 1. And even with 1 Gofu, you can still search it. So even though most people might not play the Gofu, you can still main deck it in Blackwing. And it also helps against things like Dryden, anything like Masterpiece, where it's, because Blackwings need their initial summon, and he's a Blackwing that comes out for free. He can help you with your combos.
Alright. Not bad. Alright, so thank you for the deck profile, Thomas. I appreciate that. You got any shout outs, any questions?
Nah, that's about it.
Alright guys, if you guys like the deck profile, I'm gonna shoot a like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys are looking for any more deck profiles, it doesn't matter what deck it is. If you guys just want an idea or if you just want to see a specific deck, just let me know in the comment box below. Thank you guys.